ساتوی پسرو وینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو داد شهیدانو کور داد کور داد باتورانو.
Hello and welcome to RTA News. Today is February 21, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I am Wahid Sultani. During his visit to Sarpol province, Maulawi Autullah Umari, Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock, met with Maulawi Muhammad Zarif Muzaffar, Governor of that province, and local officials and tribal elders of Faryab and Jawazjan provinces. The Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock says that during this meeting, people's problems including prevention of land grabbing, water resource management, and agricultural and livestock challenges were discussed. Maulawi Nur Jalal Jalali, Minister of Public Health, participated and delivered a speech at the workshop on coordinating and explaining Ministry's new national policy. In this ceremony, Maulawi Nur Jalal Jalali, during his speech, called the Ministry's new national policy important for the development and self-sufficiency of the country's health sector and called on all domestic and international partners to cooperate with the Ministry in better implementing this policy. The Minister of Industry and Commerce says that over $10 million have been invested in the production of serum in the last 10 months of this year. According to the spokesperson for the ministry, over $1 million worth serum has been exported from Afghanistan to Iraq, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Let's see more in this report.
The Ministry of Industry and Commerce says that Afghanistan is close to self-sufficiency in the production of serums, and over $1 million worth of exports have been made from Afghanistan to foreign countries in the past 10 months.
The
serum trade in the first 10 months of this year is worth $10.22 million, including serum exports worth more than $1 million to Iraq, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates.
On the other hand, a number of investors who have invested heavily in this sector say that their factory has the capacity to produce over 250,000 different serums on a daily basis, and they're asking the relevant authorities to increase the customs tariff on such imported goods so that they can be better marketed.
We have invested up to $18 million, and in the future this investment will increase by $7 million. So our hope is that the pharmacy will take serious action with us in this regard, so the tax and customs percentage on any serums that come from abroad should be increased.
At the same time, a number of employees working in the factory are also calling on other investors to come to the country and invest so that Afghan youth can also be provided with jobs.
Quality products here don't come from abroad, so we produce them so that people can benefit from them and use the serum of their own country. Previously, it used to come from other countries, but Alhamdulillah now, these serums, whether they are antibiotics or dyes, are all made here in our own country, and this is a matter of pride for us.
It's worth mentioning that Afghanistan has recently made significant progress in the production of serum, which is considered an important step towards meeting health needs and economic growth.
A total of 91 Afghan citizens have been forcibly deported from Pakistan and returned to the country. According to the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriations, these people were arrested and forcibly deported by Pakistani police despite having legal documents. The anti-crime police of the Ministry of Interior Affairs announced the arrest of 16 people on various charges from the 5 provinces of the country. The ministry said the suspects were arrested in connection with bribery, theft, beatings, and gambling from Parvan, Sarpol, Paktia, and Faryab provinces. The Ministry of Information and Culture says that since the beginning of the Islamic Emirates rule, 96 new historical monuments have been discovered and registered. According to the spokesperson of the ministry, some parts of Afghanistan have not been yet surveyed, and currently the ministry has registered 2,117 historical monuments across the country. More details in this report.
The Ministry of Information and Culture says that its technical and professional teams have discovered and registered more than 95 historical monuments in a number of provinces of the country since the beginning of the Islamic Emirates rule.
با حاکمیت دوباره امارت اسلامی در
With the
نتیجه
re-establishment of the Islamic Emirate, as a result of the activities of these technical and professional teams, 96 historical monuments in Kabul, Balkh, Kandahar, Nangarhar, Kunar, Zabul, and some other provinces have been registered in the database of the Ministry of Information and Culture.
The ministry spokesman added that more than 2,100 historical monuments from different provinces of the country have been registered with the ministry.
در کل مجموع آبیده های
The
تاریخی
total number of historical monuments registered with the Ministry of Information and Culture is 2,117, which are from the most of provinces of Afghanistan. This is not the final statistics of the monuments in Afghanistan because there are districts and most areas in the provinces that have not been surveyed yet.
A number of archaeologists consider historical monuments as the historical and cultural identity of the country and consider their preservation and care as a responsibility of the government and nation.
The monuments that are above ground and represent the historical and cultural identity of our country must be preserved. Therefore, preserving these cultural and ancient monuments that exist in Afghanistan is not the only duty of the government, but also the duty of the entire Afghan nation.
According to the Ministry of Information and Culture, the number of historical monuments in the country will increase with the completion of the survey of the some remaining areas by the technical and professional teams of the ministry.
A total of 65 officers received graduation certificates from Deputy of the National Public Protection Force Training Center after receiving professional and ideological training. The Ministry of Interior Affairs says that graduated officers will protect infrastructure projects, water dams, railways, commercial centers, banks, and public facilities. The construction of a water supply network worth 5.1 million Afghanis in Helmand province has been completed and put into operation. The Ministry of Rural Rehabilitation and Development says that with the completion of this water supply network, more than 300 local families have gained access to safe drinking water. That was all for tonight. Thanks for being with us. Have a great time.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا